salary cap, you spent $60 million on defense. Guess how much they spent on the offensive line alone? $65 million. They spent more on the offensive line than the entire defense. So right there, Paul Guenther did not have the personnel to be able to compete. And I think he's done, a pretty damn good job with a bunch of just average to decent players, but no playmakers. And here's the big problem when you don't have a playmaker. When you don't have a playmaker on defense, you don't have a leader. So where does the leadership have to come from? It has to come from the coaches. But how do the coaches motivate players? Players play. Players take the field. There's only so much a coach can do. They need to get players lined up to where they can go out there and do their thing, but they're not able to do it. So I look at what Paul Guenther had to do for the longest time, 2.5 years now, and he had to basically be the Wizard of Oz and couldn't do it with personnel, so he had to try to do it, with his defensive calls. And there's only so long that you can, try to scheme against offenses.
Yeah, especially as offenses, the rules now are all based helping out offenses, so it's harder to just, even Belichick's finding out there's limitations. At some point you need dudes. Now, Gruden once again, and I know John and like him, 6-3 now, they're 7-7. It's becoming a trend. His teams get worse throughout his career. His December winning percentage is 37%. It's almost 57 in September. Eric Mangini said, is it because the relationship with him and his quarterbacks has always been prickly and it gets worse over time? Nobody knows. I mean, maybe how much of this is on Gruden?
Hey, he's the head guy. When you're the head guy, that's a big problem. But to me, you get rid of Paul Guenther and you got Rob Marinelli to take over. And is that the answer? I don't think that's the answer. Did they play any better? What they did last night is I think they went into the game saying, okay, I'm not going to get scorched on the run. And what did Herbert do? He lit them up in the passing game. So at the end of the day, this is all on Gruden. When you're the head guy, you make the decisions and you got to take the criticism.
I think, Bill, when you were playing, there were definitely quarterbacks. Quarterbacks have all come to some degree in different shapes and sizes, but mostly it was pocket guys. Elway had some mobility. Most guys didn't. I look at Justin Herbert, 6'6", running around. I don't know. You tell me. You got 4 rings. Like, when you watch Herbert, what do you see?
You're right. When I played, there weren't a lot of guys. We had Randall Cunningham that, could run, but there weren't a lot of mobile quarterbacks. And John Elway was early in his career, but I looked at him at 6'6", and I'm like, wait a minute. How is this guy running? He looks like a track athlete out there, really in stride, in moves like he's 6'2", 6'3", but he's 6'6". I was pretty blown away. And, hey, I'm excited for, Anthony Lynn was my teammate in Denver, and I hope he's able to keep his job because that is a guy you can build around. And I think they have a great future ahead of them.
I want to shift gears. Bill Romanowki joining us. I want to shift gears. I was talking about this, is that Terry Bradshaw and Chuck Noll were not close. They butted heads, and yet they were dynasty. Belichick and Brady never had dinner together in 20 years. They were a dynasty. And so, Arians and Brady keep talking every week, oh, we really like each other. And I think if you have to brag how much you like each other, maybe you got a problem. If a couple loves each other, they don't have to tell everybody they love each other.
Yeah.
Did you have to, Bill, did you have to love your defensive coordinator? Do you have to get along with your coach?
I don't think you have to get along with a coach, but what you have to have is respect. And if you have respect, whether you like them or not, it doesn't matter. It's like that for teammates. You don't have to necessarily like all your teammates, but you got to respect what they do out on the football field, how they prepare, what do they do to get ready for a game? Are they in the weight room during the week? You know, they're doing all the right things to put themselves in a position to help the team win. And that, at the end of the day, is, does Brady respect Arians? And I think they respect each other, but they're sure having to answer a lot of questions they shouldn't have to be answered.
Yeah, I agree. So I want you to go back to your career. That I've never paid too much attention to records. I mean, obviously, your record gets you into the playoffs. But right now, Pittsburgh's got a better record than Buffalo, and I think Buffalo's a better team today. We saw it Monday. Kansas City's record is amazing, but their red zone defense and red zone offense has struggled for a month. Go back to let's talk Pittsburgh. I watch them, and I'm like, this is a team that right now is not very good. Did you ever plan a team that you had a glossy record, but at the end of the year, Bill, you were concerned, you knew the truth, that you were probably significantly worse than your record?
Yeah. You know, it really comes down to this, Colin, is come the end of the year, you have to be playing your best football. And my first year in Denver, we won our division, got home field advantage in the playoffs, but at the and we clinched, I want to say week 14. I don't remember the exact week, but we then played Jacksonville, who is a wild card team. They come into Mile High and they kick our butts. And there was just a letdown. We weren't playing great football at the end of the season. And, you know, they took advantage of that and kicked our butts. And so you kind of know, as a team, you need to have momentum going into the playoffs and at the end of the year, because a lot of it is confidence. Yeah, you have your record, and, you know, that is what it is. But as a team, you need that confidence, and you need that knowing that when you go into the playoffs, you know you're going to win. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You play your game, you're a winner.
Yeah, Bill Romanowski. By the way, go to nutrition53.com. Bill's in as good a shape as anybody I know, he and his wife. And by the way, how old are you, Bill, right now? How old are you?
54.
Holy crow, that's not even fair. And you still have abs and everything. That's really discouraging. I don't even know what to say about that. Okay, Romo, it's great talking to you. Nutrition53.com. I've used his protein powders. All that stuff is unbelievable. It's great seeing you.
Take care, Colin. Great seeing you.
Yeah, his stuff is great. My wife even likes it.
He makes a good point.
It is.